Okay, so in the first two videos about mass shooting, I talked about first talking to people, and second specifically looking at events of loss and how people react to those events of loss. And these things parallel to suicide intervention as well. So if we see that a person has an event of loss paired with a negative reaction, especially when there's multiple events, multiple reactions, then maybe we should figure out what conversation that we're having with this person. So it may be time to ask a significant, very difficult question. Depending on the mood of the conversation, maybe it's time to ask that person if they're thinking about killing themselves. And they might say no, and that's fine. And we also might have to ask the person, depending on how things are going in this conversation, are you thinking about hurting someone else? Or are you thinking about killing someone else? Are you thinking about taking out your anger and placing it on someone else? And see, here's the reason why I mentioned this kind of idea. See, people that are emotional because an event of loss and of maybe having a negative reaction to that event of loss, I think people have one of two types of reactions that are negative. One is the sadness and depression kind of reaction, and maybe those people might be thinking about suicide. However, others have more of an anger and vengeful reaction, and those people might be thinking of killing someone. So I think depending on the person's attitude and the signs that you're seeing by how they're reacting to these events of loss, then maybe it's time to ask them those serious questions. Are you thinking about killing yourself? Are you thinking about killing someone else? And if we do that, we might just be able to catch a mass shooter before they actually shoot. So again, let's listen to these events of loss. Let's see how people are reacting. And if it's appropriate, let's ask them straight up questions so we can identify possible catastrophic events in the future. And this all goes back to being a human being and talking with people. So that's my challenge. There'll be more to come, but for now, let's see if we can talk to people and ask them difficult questions if need be. Now I'll do another video or two or three, we'll see. I'm talking about what to do next. What do you do if someone answers that question and they say, yes, I am thinking about killing myself, or yes, I am thinking about killing other people. Yes, I am thinking about going to a school and shooting people. What do you do if someone answers affirmative to those kinds of questions? We'll talk about that next.